Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mastering Accounting Skills. Today I am bringing for you a perfect, easy guide for corporate tax in UAE. I will highly recommend you to watch this video till end, as this small presentation you will find more productive, more informative and more beneficial as compared to any other paid training course on the topic. First of all, what is corporate tax? Corporate tax is a form of direct tax that is levied on the annual net income of the businesses. It is also sometimes referred to as corporate income tax. Now, first of all, we will see how to register for corporate tax and what is the date for filing and paying the corporate tax liability. So, first of all, the registration. So here in UAE, the corporate tax regime become effective for financial year starting on or after 1st June 2023. So all the taxable persons, including free zone persons, will be required to register for corporate tax and obtain a corporate tax registration number. And what is the URL that will be used to register online for the corporate tax? So here, this is the link to register for corporate tax. We will also see this link in our browser. So let us write here tax.gov.ae. Okay, so when the page is open, you click on English. If you are no Arabic, so you can go for Arabic option also. Then there is in the services tab you will see registration. When you click on registration, so it will give you all the e-services for the registration of VAT, corporate tax, excise tax, or tax agency. So all this you will see. As you can see here, VAT registration option is there, excise tax registration, deregistration, all the links are provided here. So here you can see also there is an option for corporate tax registration. So when you will click on the start button, it will take you to the page where you can register for corporate tax. So here you can see for the new users there is sign up option. So this option you will use to create the username. When you will click here, it will ask you the email, your email address, your first name, last name, okay, mobile number, so everything when you will put, and you will create a password. After that, when you will continue, it will create for you one account. In that account you will log in, and then there you will add the your tax business, the business name of which is under under your name, okay. So from there you can register for the corporate tax, and whatever options they will ask you, most probably they will ask you about the your trade license, your Emirates IDs, your passport copies, and your memorandum and article of association of your company. And then they will ask you one letter from your bank which will show that this is your account number, your IBAN details, all the things will be provided there. So these are the basic documents. Then they can ask you what is the your expenses, okay. And also if you are a big company, they will ask you for the audited financial statements, or if you do not have the audited financial statements, then without audit you can submit the financial statements. So the more big your organization, the more documents they will ask you. So it depends upon the organization, what type of company you are running, okay. After the registration, filing and making the payment for the corporate tax liability. Taxable persons are required to file a corporate tax return for each tax period within 9 months from the end of the relevant financial year. The same deadlines would generally be applied for the payment of any corporate tax due in respect of the tax period for which the return is filed. So now we will see one table which will clearly explain all the things regarding the filing of the corporate tax return and the payment of the corporate tax liability. So here, as you can see in this table, there is financial year, the tax period, and the last date to file corporate tax return and to make the payment. So in the financial year, Federal Tax Authority in UAE, they are giving you two options. Either you can choose your financial year as 1st June to 31st May, and the second option is you can choose from 1st Jan to 31st December. So if you choose your first year as 1st June to 31st May, your tax period will be counted from 1st June 2023 to 31st May 2024, and within 9 months you need to file your VAT return, and also within this 9-month period you have to pay the corporate tax liability if you have any. So the last date for this tax year, first option, it will be 28 February 2025. You need to pay your corporate tax liability for the year 2023 and 2024. Then in the second option, if you choose 1st Jan to 31st December, then your first financial year will start from 1st Jan 2024 to 31st December 2024, and within 9 months again you need to file your corporate tax return, and also you have to pay the corporate tax liability on or before 30th September 2025. Next question is, what is the corporate tax rate in UAE? To answer this question, we will go through this table. So in UAE, a taxable person is categorized into two types. One is resident taxable person, the other one is qualifying free zone person. So if you are lying under resident taxable person category, so your income up to 375,000, it will be chargeable to tax at 0%, and any amount exceeding 375,000 dirham of the taxable income, it will be chargeable to corporate tax at 9%. If you are lying in the second category, that is qualifying free zone person, then the qualifying income will be chargeable to tax at 0%, and the income that does not meet qualifying income specification, so it will be chargeable to tax at the rate of 9%. Qualifying income actually includes the income derived from the transactions with other free zone persons, as well as the domestic and foreign sourced income from any of the qualifying activities that is specified in the Ministerial Decision number 139 of 2023. So there are also some activities mentioned as excluded activities. So any income which is coming under the excluding activities, that will not be the qualifying income, and it will be chargeable to corporate tax at the rate of 9%. Now we will just go through a simple example to see how the corporate tax calculation will be done. So for that we have one Excel sheet. So here, if we suppose a company has its income 975,000, okay, so how the it will be calculated. First of all, up to 375,000, as we have discussed in the previous slide, it will be chargeable to tax at 0%. So the tax amount will be 0 on 375,000, and any amount exceeding 375,000, that is here in this example 600,000, so it will be chargeable to tax at 9%. Okay, so as you can see, this at the rate of 9%, the tax will be 54,000. So this company tax liability will be 54,000 dirham. So the next question is, what is withholding tax rate in UAE? So withholding tax, actually it is the tax that is deducted at source. Means if you are invoicing your customer before making the payment, they will deduct a 9% tax on your invoice. So in some countries this is implemented, but in UAE there is no withholding tax calculation or deduction. That's why it will be considered as 0%. Next slide is very important. So what expenses can be deducted from the taxable income? So all the business expenses that are used to generate business income are deductible from the tax. But there may be some expenses which are of dual nature, like some expenses that are used for personal purpose as well as for the business purpose. So these expenses must be apportioned. About some of these dual purpose expenses, UAE Corporate Tax Authority clarifies the deductible amount. Like entertainment expense, 50% of the entertainment expense is allowed to be deducted from the taxable income. The expenses that is spent on the entertainment of customers, shareholders, suppliers and other business partners, such as meals, accommodation, transportation, admission fee, facilities and the equipment used for the entertainment of these business partners, it is allowed to be deducted from the taxable income about 50% amount. Second is interest expenditure. Net interest expense is allowed up to 30% of EBITDA. EBITDA is earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. Any interest expense which exceeds 30% of EBITDA may be carried forward and utilized in the subsequent 10 tax periods. Third one is owner's remuneration or salary. Dividends, profit distributions or benefits of similar nature paid to the owner of the company are classified as non-deductible expenses for corporate tax. Regarding owner's salary or monthly salary, there are couple of conditions to allow the deduction of the owner's salary. First of all, it should be clear the need of service. Is there actually need of these services of the owner for the company to pay this salary? Second one is receipt of services. The services for which the owner is hired, that services should be actually provided. Then the third one is market value. This is the most important condition, whereby the salary has to be similar to what a same director or a third party would earn in similar type of organization for the similar type of services. Now we will see what are the expenses that cannot be deducted from the taxable income. So these expenses are 100% non-deductible expenditure. Article 33 of UAE Corporate Tax Law lists certain specific expenses for which no deduction will be allowed. So one by one we will see. Number one is any expenditure that is capital in nature. Means you have spent any money to buy an asset, to buy furniture, equipment, anything else which is capital in nature, that amount you cannot deduct from the taxable income. Second is fines and penalties. Any fines and penalties you paid on the business, it is also not deductible, other than the compensation for damages for breach of the contract. Then dividends and profits share distributed. Any profit distributed among the owners and partners of the business, it is also not deductible. Any bribes and other illicit payments, these are also not allowed to deduct from the taxable income. Donation paid is also not deductible. Recoverable input VAT that you are paying on the expenses on your purchase, this input VAT is recoverable against the output VAT, so that's why it is not an expense, so it is also not allowed to deduct. Then any non-business expenses means personal expenses which do not have any relation to generate the business income, so these personal expenses are also not deductible. Then any other expense as may be specified by the cabinet minister, it is also not deductible. Then any taxes imposed outside the UAE, this is also not allowed to deduct. That's all for the non-deductible expenditure. Now we will see the next question is where I can find the corporate tax law. So guys, this is the URL where you can find PDF of the corporate tax law, mof.gov.ae. Let's come to this URL and find the PDF version of the corporate tax law. So the page is mof.gov.ae. Press English. Okay, now under policies and legislation you can find corporate tax law. There is one link, and value added tax also available there. Click on corporate tax. In the next page you will find a link to download the PDF version of the corporate tax law. Okay, so this is the complete law. You can find all the things here. Also you can see a lot of frequently asked questions about the corporate tax law. This is also very informative section. You can get the answers for the question you have in your mind. Now here in last slide we will see how to prepare yourself for corporate tax. Here are some guidelines. Take a moment and go through all of these guidelines. It will really helpful for you. I hope the knowledge we have discussed in this video will add value to your professional skills. Also, it will be very helpful for you to understanding the corporate tax law in UAE. Subscribe my channel, hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Thank you.